A blessed good evening to one and all. I'm here again at the lion statue, which is situated at Gun Hill, St. George. The statue, which was carved by Captain Henry Wilkinson, who was an officer at the signal station. The statue depicts the lion resting his paw on a big red round ball, supposing to be a globe, symbolizing the ending of British colonialism. So the lion represents Britain, and the red ball represents the globe or the whole world, stating that Britain wants to rule the whole world, including the Caribbean, Central America, United States, United Kingdom, Europe, Canada, Africa, and the States, which would be the United States of America. Back in the early 90s, the Rastafarian community got together and painted this lion in the Rastafarian colors, which is red, gold, and green. But by the next day, all efforts were put in place and the lion was repainted back into its normal white color with the red ball. This lion statue is a historic, iconic landmark here in St. George and in Barbados. We're looking across to the St. George Valley at the moment and to the south of the island in Christchurch. So I'm looking in a southerly direction. You can see all the fertile St. George Valley, fertile soil. So again, St. George is in the center of the island. St. George, along with St. Thomas, are the two landlocked parishes in Barbados, best referred to as the heart of Barbados or the central uplands of Barbados. There is no sea nor coastline in these parishes. St. Thomas and St. George are the two parishes in the center of the island. St. George was carved out of St. Michael between 1640 and 1641. St. Michael is the mother parish and St. George was carved out of it. St. George is the breadbasket parish here in Barbados. It is the parish that fed many Barbadians from the 1630s up until this present day. St. George is also a rural parish, an agricultural parish, and it is the third largest parish in Barbados. The Gun Hill signal station, which is behind here, on top of the hill here, is the highest point in this St. George parish. Gun Hill signal station is the highest point, and it offers direct views of 6 out of the 11 parishes in Barbados. Gun Hill signal station was established in 1818 as a fortress to signal when the enemies were coming in. It was later acquired by the Barbados National Trust in 1982, and it was acquired by the Barbados National Trust in 1982 and in November, and it was opened on the 24th of November 1982 by Tom Adams, who was our second Prime Minister. So yes guys, here in beautiful St. George, looking at the lion here. So I'm further up now. So I'm in the countryside at the moment. St. George is in the countryside. St. George is a rural parish. And it is also my father's birth parish, the parish in which my father was born and raised. For those of you who don't know who my father is, such more that sings that I used to sing years ago with the Sand Pebbles group is my father, and he is from St. George. My father used to write songs for Wendy Allen, Cheryl Hackett, Carolyn Leacock, and many more. Well, Satchmore is my father. My father wrote Beautiful and Unspoiled, which is sung by many Barbadians, which was sung by Cheryl Hackett. He wrote Stand By Love by Wendy Allen, Love and a Song by Carolyn Leacock, Who Ain't Looking Good, Good Looking by the Escorts, Hold You in a Song by John King and Alison Hines, and another one too, Musical Matrimony by Carolyn Leacock. Those songs were all written by Satchmore. You can look them up on YouTube. You can even see into Bridgetown from here, which is our country's capital. It's situated along the southwestern coastline. You can see down to St. George Church as well. You can see down to St. George Parish Church, which is the second oldest church in Barbados. St. George Parish is in the center of the screen below here. This is in Latin here, and this is in English. As I said before, Captain Henry Wilkinson is the one who carved this lion in 1868. He and his band of army men got together and carved this lion. So yes, guys. The lion at Gun Hill. Thank you guys for watching now. And do have a blessed and a wonderful, wonder-filled good evening. And God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.